Today we talking about the Atlanta rapper Cash Out and how he just got life plus 72 years. Hey man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If this your first time catching me, thank you. Uh, Before we get started, man, go get a copy of my book, The 7 Principles That Changed Me by Mike Green. Uh, it's very impactful. I guarantee, man, you gonna get a bunch of knowledge out of it, man. Uh, but let's get into it, man. So today we gonna be talking about Cash Out. Cash Out is an Atlanta rapper. He was doing his thing like in the early 2000s. He was on fire, and now he's on trial for aggravated sodomy, grape, uh, SA, and pimping, prostitution and trafficking. Man, them folks offered this boy 25 years. Not only him, but it was him, his mama, and his cousin or his brother, one of them. But they offered him 25 years. He turned it down. And now we finna see what the judge is talking about giving him. So I ain't gonna hold y'all much longer. Let's get to it.
So before I ask the court for what I'd like to ask the court to do, can I have my client address the court?
Absolutely.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
So they haven't given him the sentence yet, so they can allow him to speak.
Good morning today, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I want to start out by thanking you for giving us a fair trial. I want to thank the jurors for the amount of time that they put in to judge this trial. This time being on this trial, I was able to see how the jurors are put in a tough position to, sit there and judge someone's life, and, it's a hard decision, and I felt like they made the wrong judgment. I've done things in my life. I'm not perfect. But the things I've been accused of, I know that I haven't done those things. I know it's typical for a person to come up here and, show remorse to, crimes that they have done, but I can only show remorse to the people that I know that was in this trial, which is not remorse on behalf of like I did anything to them, because if you know me and people who really know me.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, man, him saying he don't have remorse for the stuff that he's being accused of, that's what's finna get his ass hung right there. Man, you can't go into the courtroom playing with these folks, and these folks done had all this evidence. They done presented weeks of evidence against you, your mama, and your cousin. And you still get up here with no remorse, no shame, no guilt, no nothing. Right? Let's see how it ends up for him.
That I wouldn't force anybody to do anything. I met women, I dated women who were doing escort or whatever, however people want to look at it from a moral standpoint, but who was doing these things as a grown woman. I've only dealt with grown women. Nothing was forced. Nothing was coerced or anything of that nature. If you notice, before this trial, no woman can say anything about me before this trial. If you notice, before this indictment, no woman can say anything about me before this indictment. I get the situations that people are put in when they're faced with a certain type of crime or a certain type of time, and they're bullied into this situation to put the blame on someone, or to put the blame on Cash Out, or to put the blame on someone who's at the top. That's why I didn't really fault them for their decision. I didn't fault for making her decision during a proffer. She just had a child. Mind you, she was just on video call with me while being incarcerated. I don't fault for doing the things she did with her proffer, because mind you, she was facing a certain amount of time handling her probation in different cases that she's on.
Man, if y'all watch the YSL trial, y'all know this lady right here. Let me put this lady right here. This was the head DA. I think this is Adrian Love right here, Miss Love, the one that prosecuted the YSL trial right here. Now she got Cash Out. Man, what the hell be going on in Atlanta, man? I'm talking about, man, say if you doing wrong, Atlanta is the wrong place for you to be. You need to get up out of Atlanta as soon as possible, because they prosecuting all of y'all.
I don't fault people for making accusations, because I'm a man that typically let women leave on their own behalf. Never held them in prison or held them in slavery or said, you can't leave me, or you can't do this. Every woman you seen come on this stand showed you that they left and came back willingly on their own. What I mean by that, they left on their own and they came back willingly on their own.
That nigga shouldn't have said none of this shit. You should
During
have
this
just
trial,
shut the
I
fuck
was
up, bro.
able to see, how valuable life is, and how valuable the people that you hang around, or the people that you even date, or the people that you even know, how valuable it is to judge their character. Sometimes I let people stay around who I knew was going to affect a situation that I had going on. So I don't, and for the people who came to this trial that I never met a day in my life, never had any contact with them, never had a text message with them, never had an interaction with them, don't even know where most of these stories came from, it's baffling. Never forced a woman to commit a sexual act. I've been traveling all around the world from here to Dubai, and you would never hear a woman say that I forced them to do anything sexual or commit a rape with anybody. I don't hang around people that do things of that nature. I feel like, and somebody asked me this the other day. It was like, every time I see your head high and you always smiling, because when you have that confidence, it takes me back to the Bible. When you have that confidence and you can be falsely accused of things. Jesus was falsely accused. A lot of the prophets were falsely accused. You don't have that emotion like you've done something. So if you see me with my head high, or if you see me smiling, it's because I know at the end of the day, through Jesus Christ, the Most High will always give you the actual judgment. So I really thank you for providing us a fair trial. Just me getting to know you during trial, I was like, she's just the judge. But when you sit 12 people in that panel and you have them, judge our lives, and, put them in a position to judge our lives, it takes you back to, once again, the Bible, when people had to judge these prophets' lives. And I say, if you know me, you actually know me. There's plenty of people that know me in this world. There's plenty of people that know me in this jail. There's plenty of people that know me where I'm from. Like I say, once again, I'm not perfect. I come from certain areas. I come from, certain environments. I come from doing things in my past life before the music.
I see the point that he's trying to make. He's trying to, paint him as a different character than what was exposed on trial. But this is the thing, bro, when you have facts, when you have timestamps and phone calls, and you have the actual people coming up, sitting on the stand, recalling what you've done to them and how violent and brutal it was, it's kind of hard for you to save yourself now, man. If anything, if you was gonna do anything, you should have took that 25 they was offering you.
I'm here to tell you that if you sat in this trial and you paid attention to this trial,
Miss Love,
before these dates,
Ragged
no
eye.
woman could ever say, I done those things to them. Before these dates, you can go on my Instagram and see these women enjoying themselves, having their own things, living their own life. Before these dates, I can say you had these women that never had anything to say about me before this indictment, before the RICO. You had these women actually talking to me while I was incarcerated. I've been incarcerated for 4 years, and these women are interacting with me. These women who took the stand and supposedly scared of me, or monsters, or I'm a monster, or took these proffers. This wasn't the case before they was indicted. So from my perspective, I feel like some people can get bullied into a situation that they don't really wanna do. And I'm sitting here just holding my head high and just, feeling that one day the truth will come out. One day the truth will come out on my situation. One day the truth will come out on this rape allegation, that these things never happened. And when you see a person get up on that stand and put their hand on the Bible and swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, that means you have to be perfect, like you're Jesus. You have to be perfect on that stand. You can't show a flaw. And that's a tough one. It's a tough one for me because I had flaws in my life. So you have to tell the complete truth on that.
Y'all seen how the security lady just looked when he said, you have to be perfect like Jesus. Man, you have to keep yourself out of bullshit. That's what Jesus would do. Keep yourself out of bullshit.
And I got up there and see people put their hand on that Bible and not tell the complete truth. And that's baffling. But at the end of the day, I put my trust in the Most High. I put my trust in the universe to bring out the truth. To bring out the truth of these people who made these allegations. To me, it's like you have no heart. You have no heart. And I know people want me to stay in line or walk a toe, but when you speaking something truthfully and you speaking from the heart and you know that this is not your character, something must be said. And I just wanted to address the court and give my perspective on the things that I felt during this trial and the judgment that I felt that the jurors gave us was not the correct judgment.
Right on.
And it will show. Thank you.
All right.
Right on.
All right. Mr. John Michael Hakeem Gibson, would you please stand? Okay. On count one, violation of the Georgia RICO Act, 20 years to serve in confinement to run consecutive with count 10. On count 10, rape.
Look, for y'all that don't understand, when you get time, especially for multiple charges, you can either have the case run concurrent or consecutive. Concurrent means, let's just say you got 5 different charges and they give you time on all 5 different charges. Let's just say you got 5 20-year sentences, right? You'll only have to do one of those 20-year sentences if it's ran concurrent, right? That means for all 5 of those charges, all 5 of those charges that you get 20 years for, only one of those 20 years is applicable. You do 20 years, everything is compressed into one 20-year sentence instead of you doing 20, 20, 20, right? That's concurrent. When it's consecutive, that means once you get done doing that first 20, you start doing that next 20. And then that next 20 and that next 20 and that, you get what I'm saying? That's what concurrent and consecutive means. So when you hear her say that, that's what she's talking about.
Life in confinement.
Let me bring it back.
Count 12, to serve in confinement to run consecutive with count 10. On count 10, rape, life in confinement.
So that's already
Count
two
12,
20s and a
aggravated
life.
sodomy, life in confinement to run concurrent with count 10. Count 22, trafficking a person
So
for
that's
sexual
two life
servitude.
sentences.
20 years to serve in confinement to run consecutive with count 1. Count 23, trafficking a person for sexual servitude. 20 years to serve in confinement to run consecutive with count 22. Count 24 on the lesser included offense of battery. 12 months to serve in confinement to run concurrent with count 10. Count 25, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. 5 years to serve in confinement to run consecutive with count 23. Count 26, pimping. 12 months to serve in confinement to run concurrent with count 10. Count 27, pandering. 12 months to serve in confinement to run concurrent with count 10. Count 28, keeping a place of prostitution. 12 months to serve in confinement to run concurrent with count 10. Count 29, willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer. 12 months to serve in confinement to run concurrent with count 10. Count 30, simple battery, merges into count 24, battery. Count 45, possession of prohibited items by an inmate. 5 years to serve in confinement to run consecutive with count 25. Conditions of this sentence: no contact with any of the victims named in the indictment, to include Diamond Irvin or their families. You are to register as a sex offender.
Damn.
You are to stay away from 737 Alfred Road in Atlanta. You are to stay away from the Mezzo condominium, 2171 Peachtree. You are to stay away from the St. George's Commons address, and you are to stay away from the Fulton Industrial Boulevard corridor. All right, you may be seated. All right, Ms. Smith and counsel, please stand. As to count 1, violation of the Georgia RICO Act, 20 years to serve in confinement. Count 37, trafficking a person for sexual servitude, 10 years to serve in confinement to run consecutive to count 1. You're to have no contact with any of the victims, including Diamond Irvin, named in this indictment, or their families. You are to register as a sex offender. You are to stay away from 737 Alfred Road.
Man, look, shout out to Music 101 CEO for the reaction video. But god damn, dog. Bro, these folks, first of all, man, Uh, sh- my condolences go out to all the young females that was affected by this. Man, if you out here doing the type of shit that he's accused of doing, your ass need to be under the jail too. And evidently, regardless of whatever he say, them folks believe, and they had sufficient evidence to believe that you were this monster that they just painted you out to be. Not only that, if you were so innocent, why would your mama turn around and get 30 years? They gave her 20 and a 10 to run consecutive. That means when she get through doing that 20, start on that 10. Man, they offered cash out 25 years. I ain't gonna say cash out, I'm gonna say crash out, because that's exactly what the hell he just did. They offered crash out 25 years for all this horrible shit that he done. Not saying there was enough time, but bruh, they gave you an opportunity to see life again. Bro, they gave him 2 life sentences that's running consecutive. He got 2 life sentences. They just ran them together. He got 2 life sentences, and on top of that, an extra 72 years. Man, look, it don't pay to do crime, man. Do something different with your life. If you out here doing this type of horrible shit, man, you deserve to be locked up. That's just my opinion. I ain't changing it. I don't give a damn how nobody feel. This shit is some horrible shit. You don't grape nobody. You don't aggravate, sodomize somebody. Man, that's some sick shit. But they got a place for you. Y'all leave y'all comment. Let me know what y'all think about this video. I appreciate you for tuning in. Until next time.